All right. This one has been a long time coming. You sent in your questions. We loved your questions. And today, we finally get to answering your questions. So, the first one, right out of the gate, okay, just shows I know a whole lot of jokers. That's what it is. I mean, the whole damn thing is anonymous, okay? And the first question is, who am I? Like, what do you mean? Am I supposed to guess? I'm guessing I'm supposed to guess. The person, their alias was Bob Marley. So I guess that's who you are. You're Bob Marley. Like, what are you asking me who you are? There's no way for me to know. Like, literally, there is no way for me to know. So we'll just move on to the next question then, immediately. It's by No Name, and it says, "Who is your audience and target?" That's an interesting question. I am interested in the human experience and everyone who is having it. If that answers your question. So, you, maybe, are exactly who I am targeting. But targeting seems a little too transactional. You know, it's not necessarily even targeting, it's more um, me having my human experience while everyone is watching and encouraging everyone else to have their human experience while everyone is watching. Because there seems to be a whole lot of, with the power of being able to create a profile and be whoever you want to be in the morning, and then another person in the afternoon, and then yet another one in the evening. Uh, I feel like we've lost a deep sense and connection to the self, deep sense of self, and a connection to that self. And so I am interested in exploring the idea that being human is okay, and being human in a very open and real way is okay. That's I guess who my audience is. Anyone who's having a human experience. Mm. And then we have someone whose alias was Jaden Morris. That's a pretty pretty interesting alias. Do we have to talk about aliases? Okay, we'll maybe have that conversation another time. This is interesting. She's everything I want in a woman. She never opens up about her relationship. How can I tell her I love her? Woo! Okay, that's quite the question. That is quite the question to ask. But I'm gonna go ahead and answer it. Look, um, I don't think there is a cookie cookie cutter way to answer this. Like, you should say this and you should do that and you should. Um, I'm guessing the reason why you are interested in this relationship with this person partially is also because you also want to be loved. Not only that you want to give love, right? And because that is your goal, I always say there's nothing as amazing as rejection. I am in love with the power of being able to take rejection. And the fear of rejection stops us from doing so many amazing things. And there is no special way to say this. Just walk up to the person with all of your guts in your hands and just spew them, literally. Just let them know how you feel. And then how they feel is also their decision, and they are allowed to feel that way. Because most of the times when I've been asked this question, it's more of a how do I not get rejected? than a how do I tell this person. The words don't really matter, really. Let me tell you, I've found that the words don't really matter. It's the sincerity of the words. You can say like all kinds of goofy things to a person and they will understand exactly where you're coming from as long as it's coming from the depths of your this thing. Yeah? Okay. It's not necessarily about the words. It's more about how well you can put across the fact that you have this intense feeling for them and you would like to know if they feel the same way. And another thing with that, whether or not they love you, you still get to love them. And most of the times, that doesn't mean you get to be in a relationship with them. If you love them, you care about them, you wish them well, and you want to see them do well. Well, then go ahead and do that. You don't. It doesn't have to be two ways. I know, like, being in a relationship is the part that needs to be two ways. But loving someone, caring for them, like really loving someone, wanting the best for someone, whether they feel the same way or not, you're allowed to do that. Just don't get taken advantage of. That's all. Because there's a whole lot of bad people out here. Next question here is from Ni. Should I pronounce it as Ni? I wonder who that is. What a interesting part of the body to choose to call yourself a Ni. Wow. Spelt Ni too. Okay. So I mean, how do you win his heart? I wonder who he is. Right? But I guess we'll go back to the previous question. Sometimes we are so in love with the idea of someone that we can't um, imagine a world where loving that person doesn't mean being with them. You know, how do you win over someone's heart? Um, you know, I am a strong believer in the idea that someone's heart can't really be won over. If they feel you, they feel you. And if you start having to do things to win over their approval or change who you are and be a certain way for them to, um, for you to win their love, well, then in that sort of a situation, what's happening is it's becoming a transaction, right? It's becoming a transaction, and you're opening yourself up to a situation where people will, and trust me, they will take advantage. They definitely will take advantage of that. They really will. Don't change yourself, right? I'm not saying don't self-improve because these words can be taken to mean, oh, you're perfect the way you are, honey. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. Um, Self-improvement and growth is something that we should all chase and chase as often and as uncomfortably as possible, right? But what I'm trying to say is if it takes having to become a completely other person, right? If it takes having to become a completely other person, I'm not so sure if this person is the best person for you to be going after. Painful as that is to hear, because what then happens is human beings are pretty difficult to please. And because of this, and also depending on what season this person is in, you might be able to please them today and win over their heart today. And the next season of their life, you're not exactly what they want or choose. That's the key word, because I'm of the inclination that love is a choice. And if this person is not choosing you, sometimes it's not even that they don't care about you. Sometimes it's not even that they don't find you attractive. Sometimes it's just that they're not choosing you. And most of the times it's because they're choosing someone else. It's painful to hear. But no matter what you can do, you guys might even end up together. But no matter what you will do, um, you will always end up in a situation where you're trying to become something in order to please this person, in order to win this person over, instead of being. And that gets exhausting pretty quickly. Pretty quickly, it gets exhausting. I went off for quite a bit there. Let's move on to the next question. A lot of people are like deeply interested in like love and emotions and all of that. The next one is, I guess this person might have actually put their real name, so I'm going to omit that. But the question is, how do I pull away from him? That's a tough one. That's a really tough one because I don't know how or what is attaching you to the person, right? And it seems you have decided to pull away from this person. But I'm also hearing a little bit of like responsibility shifting, almost as if you're waiting for something else or even this person to give you a sign that you should start moving on. But that's your sign. The fact that you have that feeling that you should start pulling away from them because they seem to be, I'm assuming, doing you more wrong than right and hurting you more than helping you. So it really is as simple as what you're saying. Just pull away. But have the conversation. That helps. Look, you're not benefiting where I feel I should be in life or where I feel I am in life. And I feel that we shouldn't go on. Whether that means not talking, just lay it out honestly and as bare as you possibly can. Because there is nothing like pure, unadulterated honesty for setting you free. And that's an old age adage, and it is true, and it has held true for the longest time. It's not going to change. Just tell the truth. Have the conversation. Be grown up and literally have the conversation and say, hey, look, I need to get away from you. You don't have to justify yourself because it is your decision and you've made it. But if you, most of the times, if you get into giving reasons and whys, you're gonna end up asking this question again. Right? You're entitled to your decision, unfortunately, but you're also entitled to the consequences of that decision. And if this is a decision that you feel strongly about, well, then take both the consequences and the responsibility and the entitlement to this decision, carry them on your shoulder. Yeah. Let's move on. Whoa, BRI. I don't know who BRI is asking me for my unpopular opinion. I have quite a few, okay? And I don't know. Look, I don't know which one to start with. Unpopular opinion. Love is not a feeling. How's that? Love is not a feeling. And here's another one. This one's probably going to ruffle some feathers, but your feelings don't mean much more than signals. They're literally just signals, right? People take feelings to be, what's the word I'm looking for? They take them to be a bit more concrete than they are. People take them to be the final decision. If I feel this way, then I must act this way. And that's a sure way to end up in a pit real quick. Okay? Some mornings I don't feel like getting up, right? But I know I have to get up. And sometimes what you know needs to supersede what you feel. It's like the previous question. It's like the previous question, right? Like, how do you pull away from that person? You know that you should, but you feel attached to them and the memories and the good times, despite the fact that those good times are long gone. But you know this, but your feelings are telling you something different. It's like, okay, cool. Let's line up the facts. What are the positives? What are the negatives? Right? Are they more positives than negatives? Well, I don't know. You probably shouldn't be pulling away. Are there more negatives than positives? That's a sure signal that you should go. And apart from them being just signals, your emotions and feelings are heavily, heavily, they can be so incorrect so often, right? Sometimes they're influenced by other people, sometimes they're influenced by random thoughts that just come into your head, and a movie you watched, a dream you had, all kinds of things can influence your feelings. Even you yourself can influence your feelings. Like at any point in time, like try it right now. Try to feel as happy as you would like, and go ahead, give me a big smile while you do it. Right? Give us a huge smile while you do it, right? I know you feel all that positive energy. You're smiling, right? You shouldn't be. Okay, try not to smile. Okay, you're smiling still. Fine, no problem. Let's leave it at that. Let's smile. Okay. No matter how you were feeling a few seconds ago, you must be feeling a little bit warm right now. Your feelings are easy to fabricate, right? They're not solid and reliable things to make decisions by. So there's that for an unpopular opinion. Big boy. I wonder who Big Boy is. Big Boy is asking me, how do you do it? How do I do what? I'm not quite sure what the it is here, but most of it is just following the next iteration. That's how I do it. Literally, like I have an idea, I do it and iterate. My pursuit is always the next iteration. I need to iterate, and I need to redo it and do it better next time. That's it, literally. I have lost most of my fear for failure, most of my fear for rejection, and that's the biggest part of it for me. It's like, okay, cool. I could wake up and not be awake tomorrow, if you get what I mean. And it's like, I only have 24 hours in a day. And every day, the clock resets, and I have another 24 hours every single day that I can spend however I see fit. That's what I do every single day. I wake up and I spend my 24 hours how I see fit and what I feel benefits and grows me and my immediate environment the most. That's how I do it. How can you get a boyfriend? Chloe. I'm hoping your name isn't actually Chloe, okay? I'm guessing this is not your real name. I should like omit all the names that are not like um that sound like real names. Okay. How do you get a boyfriend? Well, go ahead and accept. Go ahead and accept one of the guys who's asking you to be their girlfriend. I mean, it's that simple. You probably have a couple, and you probably have a couple that you've rejected just this week, maybe just this month. But you probably know some people who like you. You might not like them back, but yeah, that's how you get a boyfriend. Except the guys um, who are asking you out. Yeah, that was like a no-brainer answer. But the reason why I say this is women will reject men who are clearly interested in them and go chasing for people who have absolutely no interest in them. How's that for another unpopular opinion? Okay. But because I've seen it happen so many times, that's literally it. And if you're not getting enough um, people asking you out, well, let's do this. Go outside just for a few minutes. Just walk outside. You're bound to find someone who's interested in you. You seem like an interesting person, I'm guessing. So I'm sure there's a bunch of people who are interested in you. So that's how you do it. You just say yes. Or you could ask. That was the next thing. You know, most girls don't know this. But if a guy really likes you and you ask him, he's going to play it off. But he will really like that. Like, we don't get that many compliments, and there's no higher compliment than a woman being interested in you. Yeah. Me. I wonder who me is. Me is asking me if I'm single. This is a good question. That's a good question. Turns out I'm not. Turns out I'm not. Unfortunately, fortunately, if you get what I mean. But I'm not. I'm not single. I have Jesus with me, and He loves me. I'm joking. I'm not single. This one sounds like a real name, so I'll go ahead and skip that real name. What's the real meaning of bear, and where did bear start? That's a good question. Bear is the human experience stripped down to its core and fundamental building blocks. That's it. It's the idea of being human and not adding anything else to it. That's what bear is. I'm a human being, and these are the people I find interesting, and these are the things that I find interesting, and that's okay. Literally. That's what bear is. Where did it start? It started with my own personal um, journey of self discovery and all those nice things. Okay. But yes, that's where it started. It started with it started from a very dark point in my life, battling with a depressive episode, and not an episode, episodes. A point in my life that was pretty dark, and I wanted to define the meaning of life, or the meaning of life to me, or the meaning of my life. And I guess that process required me to come to a place where I took away all the things that I valued that might not have been all that valuable. If you get what I mean. So yeah, that's a bear. That's where it started. Started in the dark. The dark dark. Okay. Okay. T. Reminds me of a friend of mine that I miss a lot. I miss you, T. I love my partner to bits, but I'm really starting to not like him anymore. Good! Good! You shouldn't like him, because he's annoying. Yes. It's good that you love him still, despite the fact that you don't like him. Right? Because you need to understand that you're two completely different human beings with two completely different likes and dislikes and minds and emotions and all of that, ups and downs and all those sorts of things. Right? And that's okay. And you might also be two different people in two different stages in life. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't be together, because people try and make this whole relationship thing into like the whole Instagram vibe. Like, you need to be like posting and all those lovey-dovey things. And some mornings, like, the older couples will tell you, you really don't like this person. Like, they're chewing in such a way that it's right here. But it's the choosing to still be with them. That's the love part. And that's the important part. The liking them, like I said, feelings, not so reliable. Not so reliable at all. But yeah, I don't think you're supposed to like the person you're with. I don't like my siblings at all. But I love them to bits. And if they're hearing this, they're probably going to be pretty offended. But they know. They know it's true. Okay, Starfire. Okay. Woo! Wow. That's a very, very controversial question, but I am the sort of person who is I love controversial anyway. So the question is pro life or pro choice? Pro life. Every time. Every time. Do I need to justify this one? I don't think I do. I really don't think I do. So yeah. Those are my personal views. Those are the amazing questions that we got over the course of these past few weeks. And look, I have appreciated, beyond words, I have appreciated every single one of you for participating and interacting and coming to the party, really. Sending through your questions, liking, subscribing, commenting, all the beautiful things that you guys do to support this movement, right? And look, I am without words that can suffice to thank you all um, properly. But I do have thank you. So thank you very much for supporting this that we are doing. I'm telling you, I might even share the videos leading up to the making of this video. It is not easy, and having your support makes it worth it every single time, right? So here's to being bare, and here's to an examined life. See you in the next one.